Have you ever been to a family reunion and just thought, I have no idea who these people are? Like, you could literally be walking into a room of complete strangers and the situation would be the exact same experience. If you're like me, you just kind of sit in the corner until someone comes up to you and says something like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in forever. You've gotten so much taller." I think secretly in their head, they're thinking, I have no idea who this person is, but they just don't want you to know that, so they greet you first. You then respond with something like, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen you in forever. Has it really been that long?" I feel like you could walk into any family reunion in the world and nothing would change. Anyway, to the point of the story, when I was younger, my aunt was getting married, so the whole family on my mom's side was going. The wedding was on the East Coast, and we weren't, so we had to fly out to attend it. This meant getting a hotel for a few days. One of those days, my mom left my sister in charge, as she went out to get me and my brother's spyware. We were supposed to stay in the room until she got back, but not long after she left, I knew that wasn't going to be an option. I got a serious craving for some vending machine foodstuffs, and we had to head out. My brother bravely volunteered to come with me to pick up some sort of junk food out of the treasure trove that was the hotel vending machine, and my sister asked us if we knew where we were going. I said, "Absolutely!" That was a lie. I thought that I had a little bit of an idea of where it was, but I wasn't really sure at all. I expected the food in the machine to have some sort of pull on me, like an apple pie or the smell of bacon in cartoons. My sister said okay, and my brother and I set out on our adventure. The door closed behind us, and we took our first few steps into the semi-unknown. We started heading in the direction that I thought the vending machine would be in. This didn't last long, though. We had walked for no longer than 20 seconds before we had our first encounter of the night. A strange person stepped out of their room near the end of the hall and looked at us. We continued walking. There's no crime in someone looking at you, right? Well, we weren't walking for long, because they started to point at us and make weird noises. We slowed down to a stop when this happened. They then got louder and started running towards us, and we ran back to the room as fast as our little legs could carry us. We ran for our lives to the room, and I, being the older brother, was slightly faster. I banged on the door to get my sister to open up, while this strange person was hurtling down the hall towards us. She opened the door after what felt like an hour of me knocking, and I went flying into the room. My brother came in right behind me and attempted to slam the door, but just as it was about to close, the person's arm caught it and threw it open. I had jumped into the closet, but my brother wasn't so lucky. He had only the time to jump onto the bed and brace for impact before they were on top of him. They started ripping at his flesh like they were trying to tear him apart. In panic and pain, he shouted, "They're eating me!" I stayed hidden, knowing that I was too small to have any sort of chance of surviving an adversary of this caliber. I can only pray that they hadn't seen where I was hiding. You remember how I said at the beginning of this video that family reunions might as well just be a big room of strangers? Well, my sister told us that this was one of our aunts and said hi to her. She gave her a hug and sent her on her way, and it turns out that she was just tickling him and meant no harm at all. It was all just a big misunderstanding. To this day, my brother still brings up how I would have just let him die. But hey, imagine how bad it would have looked if I had jumped onto my aunt and started beating her to save my brother. I'm older now, and I don't struggle nearly as hard to remember people as I did back then. I recognize people at reunions now, and can even sometimes remember their names. I know, amazing, right? It all comes with growing up. Now I'm that random person that younger kids see and pretend to know, when really they have no idea who I am. It's just a circle of life. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you liked it, please feel free to like it. You're entitled to your own opinions. This was my first attempt at animation, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. If there's anything that you feel I could have improved on, please tell me about it. I'm all ears. I have a lot of stories like this, and I'm planning on releasing more soon, so if you want to see those, subscribe. If this really isn't your type of content, then don't. No hard feelings, promise. Either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.